Mary Elizabeth Parker here. Yes, I'm in the same outfit as my little Star Wars edition corrections thing. I'm taking advantage of a day off to bank some videos so I can have more time for editing. So I finally got to watch the movie Get Out. I've been wanting to see this since it first came out. I tend not to go to the theater for a few reasons, including my scheduling just doesn't usually find a way for me to get to the movie theater very much. I work mostly nights at my job. I'm usually the closer. So I finally got to watch Get Out, and I had been wanting to watch it also, not just because I love horror films, but also because, and I'm going to mispronounce this, I'm sure, Daniel Kaluuya plays the main character. He is this guy right here and here. Now, I knew him first as a character named Michael, but better known as Tea Leaf, in a show called Psychoville, which is a BBC program that I love. It is wonderful, and I think probably some of his experiences on that show may have helped him with this. I can only imagine. It's something, if I ever had a chance to talk to him, I probably would ask him some of that information. It is the director's first time directing, which is great. Jordan Peele. So that's kind of special that it's his first job, and doing that and breaking away from the acting and comedy of his side. There are some light moments, which is nice. I did find the pace started out a little slow, which is fine. It's just, I was surprised, but it is a movie that's meant to be watched more than once. The first time you may not catch the little intricacies of what certain things mean or imply, but then after you know the results, you might find out this is what it is. And I'm trying not to sneeze right now, so if I do, I'm very sorry, and I probably will not edit it out. We'll see. But it does seem to be one of those movies that's meant for multiple watchings, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, it moved a little slower than I expect most horror films do, but it's not a gore-filled horror film. So I think that's part of it too. It's definitely much more psychological thriller horror than it is cut 'em up type thrillers, and both are fun genres within there. It's almost like you wish there was a different term other than just thriller versus horror, like gore, to classify those different kinds of horror films. Now, I'm going to start talking about some things that that may be spoilers. So, if you do not wish to have anything spoiled, if you haven't seen it yet, and don't know everything about the film, warning, spoiler. Stop watching now until you've seen it. Are you gone? Okay. I will say there's an aspect of this film that reminds me of another film called Being John Malkovich. The reason I say it's a spoiler is because, again, now I'm going to just start giving things away. Deal with it. Is because in Being John Malkovich, they find a door that takes you to being inside John Malkovich's brain, in case any of you haven't seen it. And there's a guy who plans on taking advantage of this, and he's been doing this for generations, because there's always one vessel that will be the one that you can go into, and he's bringing all these other people, and that way they get to live forever. Now, it's a little different with Get Out. It turns out that what they're doing is they're collecting African American people. We don't fully know why. We can only suspect that it's because the grandfather thinks that they are better physically. They have more physical advantages in a lot of ways, which goes back to him losing in the Olympics to somebody else. But so they're basically luring these people in, and then they do brain surgery on them. And they have a small amount of their own brain still in there, but the person who, I don't know if you'd call it the donor brain, the person who paid essentially to be put into this other person is the one who really does all the control. And somehow Chris does find a way to break through sometimes with them, which is very advantageous, and he's pretty smart, I think. And it's fun to watch with the commentary. Don't watch the first time with the commentary, obviously, and hopefully if you're still watching at this point, you have watched it already. So that's why it reminds me a little bit of Being John Malkovich. Now, I don't know if you can only go through that surgery once and then that's it, so you basically just double your lifespan, or if that brain can then be transferred again to another body when it needs to be. But it is an interesting concept, and I knew a lot of the stuff was actually pretty obvious from the adverts of some of the stuff that's going to happen. So it is interesting. Certain things I predicted, as I always do. Maybe not from the very beginning, which is always a plus, but some things I had suspected even before watching it. But I did enjoy it. It's a fun time. But it did move a little slowly at first for me. So hopefully you'll comment below with what you thought of the movie if you've seen it already. Or just if you want to talk about any other films, that's fine too. If I'm familiar with it, I will discuss them. I love film. I have a degree in cinema studies, so I like to joke that it's a degree in watching movies. I did not do a ton of research on this film because it's still fairly new, and I don't want to reveal too much for those who want to analyze it themselves. It's more fun to discuss it with people and come to those conclusions together. But yeah, as an extra note, I finally added rewards to my Patreon page in case anybody actually wants to support me through there. I would appreciate it, of course. And my Patreon link is down below in the description, as are all my social media. I even have an Amazon wish list just for this channel to help me build my equipment, essentially. Don't expect anybody to contribute, but if you do, so appreciative. And I hope everybody's having a great day. And we'll tune in on Friday when I have my Random Facts Friday. I don't know what it's going to be as of the time I'm recording this. Hopefully I will before Wednesday, because that's when I hope to record it so I have more time for editing. I'm trying to get better about that. So, enough rambling from me for now. I hope you have a great day, and try to be kind to each other. Thank you. Bye.